Thank you, President Royal, for your words welcoming us today here at Holyoke Community College, and for hosting us this morning and throughout the day, and for supporting this event. This is very important to us. It's part of the commitment that Centro holds with all Puerto Rican communities throughout the United States, including the Puerto Rican community in New England, in Massachusetts, here in Hamilton County. So thank you very much for opening up the doors to your home for us. Thank you very much, Betty Medina Lichtenstein. I understand that a lot of things go on in Holyoke and in Hamilton County. Very few of them happen in Holyoke without Betty knowing or doing something. And this is one of them. This is one of them. Had it not been for the advocacy of Betty Medina Lichtenstein and Elizabeth Familias, we would not be holding these conferences in here. We respond to demand for support and assistance. I mean, but, as Betty mentioned herself, we are a small institution, so we need to prioritize. And the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And Betty, you're squeaky. That's right. So, as Betty said, my name is Carlos Vargas Ramos. I am the Centro for Puerto Rican Studies Director of Public Policy, External and Media Relations, and I will be serving today as your Masters of Ceremony. So I am the one who is going to keep us on time. So please understand that if I am slightly rigid, and that tends to be one of my defects, is because we need to do something. This event that we're convening here today is not something that we at Centro wanted to do. It is something that we felt compelled to do. We felt compelled to do it nearly 4 years ago when we convened the first Puerto Rican Diaspora Summit, because the worsening economic crisis moved us to train our attention to the hardships Puerto Ricans on the island were experiencing. About 2 weeks ago, we also marked the second anniversary since Hurricanes Irma and Maria befell Puerto Rico and devastated the island, magnifying manifold the pain and suffering the people of Puerto Rico were experiencing. The toll in terms of deaths, injuries and failing health, the destruction of physical infrastructure and structures, the displacement of people, the loss of economic activity, all of that was enormous. We undertake this summit again because the unsustainable economic conditions that existed before los temporales have been improved, and the reconstruction of the island is paralyzed by the chaos that is the political crisis in which Puerto Rico's political class has sunk the island and its people. But even though we wish the historical circumstances that had compelled us to call for these gatherings had not happened, we also recognize that these are coyunturas, these are junctures that are also opportunities. And in that sense, no hay más que porque no venga. We're looking at the silver lining in those clouds. And this crisis provided an opportunity for us Puerto Ricanas y Puertorriqueños in the United States to strengthen our bonds with those sisters and brothers in Puerto Rico, to lend a hand, to open the doors to our homes to those in need, to provide expertise and goodwill, and to advocate alongside them on their behalf to improve conditions in Puerto Rico. After all, we are doing this for Puerto Rico. What are we doing this for? Puerto Rico. We're also doing it for ourselves, because Puerto Rico is here. Yep. Right? Puerto Rico is here as well. So these junctures have also provided us with an opportunity to connect ourselves here in New England and in the Northeast and throughout the nation in a manner that contributes to create national linkages for coordination and action. So yes, we will be sharing a lot of information, but these are networking opportunities. And these are networking opportunities for action that I hope you can all take advantage of. And these are positive outcomes of terrible events. As we work together for Puerto Rico and our fellow Puerto Ricans, we continue to build here our institutional capacity as a people in the United States. By coming together, we are expanding our networks and points of contact. We are sharing our knowledge and expertise, and in doing so, we are strengthening our response capacity by convening here today. We should be able to outline strategies for action and collective collaboration. We at Centro continue to convene these summits because we are asked to continue to play that role. And new participants are coming from all over the United States and Puerto Rico to participate in these summits because you also get something out, right? You know, and as Betty pointed out, we have folks from Puerto Rico. Who's here from Puerto Rico? All right, we have a few hands. I'm from Florida. Florida, yeah, Florida, that's right. We have folks from Florida. And New York? Yeah. And Jersey? Yeah. Massachusetts? Way. That's right, Massachusetts is in the house. How about Connecticut? Connecticut? Anywhere else from New England? Vermont. All right. Green state. And we also have from Washington, D.C. Anyone from the Midwest?
Michigan.
There you go. West Coast. All right. You know, it's a little bit far. We are nevertheless convening folks here from all over the country, as you can see. And it is important that we have folks here from all over the country, but it's also very important that we have here folks from this region, from Massachusetts. We also need to concentrate efforts right here. In past summits, and I'm going to speak a little bit about format, we are dividing the day in two. We are going to have plenary sessions, so the one we're going to have immediately following my presentation, my introduction, and then we're going to have breakout sessions. The breakout sessions are going to be taking place across the hall and downstairs. In the plenary sessions, we're going to be holding it obviously here. And the format we're going to follow, we're going to have a number of panelists to come up to the stage shortly, and we are going to hear the presentations, but we also want your participation and engagement. The way we're going to do it, all in your packets, you should have pads of paper, right? Notebooks. So we are going to be collecting your thoughts, your questions, your comments, and we have ushers throughout the room. Ushers, okay, we're going to have an usher who's going to be collecting the questions. That usher is going to pass them out to me, and we're going to give them to the moderator for the plenary panels. That is the way we're going to be engaging the panelists for this session. We have a lot of people. I know that we have a lot of people who want to engage seriously. And this is a way to, first of all, collect all the comments and collect all the questions that they may be. We may not have time to ask all the questions, but we are going to collect them all because we're going to memorialize these summits. You know, we have done it in the past. We want to memorialize the engagement that is taking place. Then we're going to go into the breakout sessions. And in the breakout sessions, we're going to have thematic panels on youth, on empowerment, on the response to the evacuation of folks from Puerto Rico. And those panels are going to be about an hour and 50 minutes, more or less. And we are breaking up those sessions into thirds. So about 20-25 minutes for panelists to make short, very short presentations. About 25 minutes for the members of the audience to engage the panelists. But the most important part, I would say, is the last 25 minutes in which you are going to come up with an action plan on what it is you can come out of that panel to say, we are going to do this. I am going to do this as an individual, or we are going to do this collectively, okay? In the panels, we're going to have note takers. Those note takers are going to be taking notes of what transpired in the session, and they are going to then report at the end of the session what transpired in the panel, so we can then report in the final closing plenary what happened throughout the day. That way we can all leave here with the knowledge of what we have all discussed, either in the plenaries or in the concurrent panels. So we have a global idea of what has happened. So what do we want to happen? We want to know what is going on. What do we know? What has been happening over the last summit? Since the last summit. What are we doing and who is doing what? We need to have this information because with that information we'll just be running into each other, knocking heads, or just standing by not knowing what to do. But we also need to identify what needs to be done, and then we need to identify who's going to do it. So that is part of the responsibility that is going to be on you, all of us, in those panels. Okay? So that is going to be the format for the day. I want to reiterate that we want to encourage everyone's participation. I want to remind you that we at Centro, we are an academic institution. We are here. It is also an institution of higher learning, Holyoke Community College. And as academic institutions, we are bound by and are subject to specific codes of conduct that protect academic freedom. And we are particularly keen in observing the protection of that freedom as it regards speech. We are therefore institutionally bound to foster an atmosphere of mutual respect, civility, and trust. And we must be willing to accept self-restraint and reciprocity in exchanging ideas, particularly ideas with which we may not agree. But ultimately, we are here to do work and accomplish a pretty demanding task. We're doing it for Puerto Rico, we're doing it for ourselves here in the United States, so let's get to work, okay?